Okay, welcome back. Sam the Electrician here, speaking about Alberta separation and Western independence. Just a quick shout out to our friends and allies in Saskatchewan. I don't mention Saskatchewan a lot in these videos because I am from Alberta and I live in Alberta, and I don't really know the mood out in Saskatchewan, if it's as angry as we are, if it's as fed up, if you're as fed up as we are. Leave some comments if you're from Saskatchewan. I do read the comments. I appreciate all the comments, negative and positive. Getting some really good negative ones from Central Ontario and Quebec. I don't know. They seem to think I care, or we care, or that we're trying to change their minds or anything. I'm just making these videos to explain why we don't want to be part of this country anymore, and why I personally believe there should be at least two countries coming out of separation, if not three. I believe our friends and allies in the Quebec separation movement should also move forward and really separate, and not just use it as a game, a political leverage tool in the Ottawa Parliament. So, having said that, I would like to speak on today's topic of Trudeau the divider. Trudeau knows, I believe, exactly what he's doing when it comes to dividing Canadians, telling one region what they want to hear, telling another region what they want to hear, and pitting them against each other. He did say about a week before the election in French, a rough translation was, "We have to fight the politicians like Doug Ford and Jason Kenney." So actively telling people of one region that you need to fight another region of this country is not unifying language. Trudeau is a divider. Trudeau also knows things about the West that he doesn't like, or knows that he can play off of people in central Canada. Ontario just had a mass shooting down on Danforth in Toronto last year before, whenever that was. And that's terrifying for people who live there, absolutely terrifying. And the problem, of course, is guns coming in, illegal handguns coming in across the border from the U.S. I'm going to make a whole video about that this weekend, so stay tuned. However, Trudeau then gets caught being a racist and dressing up in blackface, and to distract from that, trots out his gun control program, which he knows perfectly well makes no sense in the West. Another dividing tactic where he fools people in Ontario, or uses their fear into voting for him, promising changes that they may need in their region or feel they need in their region, but we certainly do not feel any need out here for any more gun control from the federal government. It should be a provincial issue, but as I said, we'll get into that on Saturday. Another way Trudeau divides the country is economically, by keeping the East dependent on Middle Eastern oil and keeping the pipelines out of Eastern Canada. There's no unifying factor there. It's a snub to the West, undoubtedly. I spoke of that yesterday. Another way he's doing it is when he revamped and basically reset all the EI laws out in the Maritimes. There used to be hundreds of Maritimers working out here. I barely see any anymore because EI is great out there. You can go sit on EI for the old days when you could sit on EI for most of the year and just work just enough to top it up, and then sit on Pogey for the rest of the winter, right? So unless something else is going on, if anyone in Eastern Canada even cares or is watching this, you can explain to me why such a drop-off of people from New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia stopped working out here. I know the shipyards are building again out there, but they can't be employing everybody. So it's just the way I see it. He pulled 2 elections off and got almost every seat in the Maritimes. So he's doing something right for them, which is fine. I don't care. But it is a way, again, to divide the country. And they know that us darn Westerners with our work ethic and our hardworking ways won't want to pay for people sitting around doing nothing. So this is why Quebec also doesn't like Western Canada very much, because even though they have the political leverage to get the transfer payments out of us to spend on their terrible, terrible economic and social policies, they do not like the fact that we're even talking about taking it away from them. I guarantee that. So he's got the country at each other's throats, that's for sure. The comments that are coming in on my feed definitely reflect that. We don't really see eye to eye between the regions. Provincialism is very strong in this country, and Trudeau capitalizes on it. This last week, he appointed, to try to appease the West and say he's listening to us, he appointed Anne McClellan, who was a Liberal MP from Northwest Edmonton. I mean, that says it all. You're getting a Liberal to tell another Liberal why they think the Conservative West is angry at them or feels alienated. It's comical. It's just, I don't even understand how that can be taken seriously at all by anyone. If you want someone to talk about Western issues, then you need to get a full-blown blue conservative to come and talk with you and be an advisor on the West or whatever she's been named. So it's just funny. He just can't. He cannot do anything right if it comes to uniting the country, because then he knows, he might lose power or whatever. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Alberta wants out, and eventually we'll get there. So take it easy.